episode of Be Fearless podcast. I am so excited to be here today with you. I first of all want to give a big announcement. We're finally on Rumble. You're not gonna find out there all the episodes, like all season 3. By the way, this is season 4. We just started season 4. Isn't that awesome? Um, so season 3, 2, and 1, you're gonna like find it pretty much everything either on Facebook, on the Facebook page, or on the YouTube channel. So you're not gonna find everything. I'm in the process of uploading everything, having the old episodes of prior seasons uploaded into Rumble. But we started posting content there, which is awesome. And I just wanted to kind of like expand the reach of the audience for the podcast this year. So we are finally on Rumble. How you find us? You find us by Be Fearless Podcast. You can type my name either. You should find me there, Dagmar Torres. The profile is actually public. So you should see us there at last. Now, I want to also say thank you to give this shout out to Portugal. You guys, thank you so much for being an amazing audience. I'm going to try to say this in Portuguese. Obrigado por ser publish espectacular. I don't know the last word. I probably just like butcher it. So my apologies. I did my best on saying it in Portuguese. So thank you. Truly, thank you so much for your support. It truly means the world to me that you guys are listening to podcasts in Portugal. Like, isn't that awesome? So I am truly honored that my content is of your liking and also brings you a positive insight and the motivation, the tools for you to step out into the best version of yourself and also to unlock your potential and become the fearless person on the planet. So thank you so much for listening, and don't forget to share the podcast with the people that you love so they can also benefit from all the content. Okay, so on Monday, New Year's Day, I spent some time with Brendan Bouchard and Natalie Ellis from Boss Babe on this amazing conference in in this just the first day of the year. I think that was like the most amazing way to start for me the year. Just with a motivation, the clear kind of like clearing out my vision for 2024 and kind of like giving the final touches um, to my plan, right? And I took several notes and I was like, yo, I have to share this with my audience because you guys need to hear this. So obviously, I just like sum up most of the important contents that Brandon, this is more of Brandon's Bouchard uh, content that he shared on Monday, January the 1st, on the conference. So he kind of like talked about, desires, routine, goals, and tasks. Like he kind of like broke it down, so you could like have a better understanding of how to place your ideas and your emotions and kind of like plan and kind of like place yourself um, into a clear path so you could succeed on 2024 and pretty much every day. Because if you apply this 4 things on your daily basis, I think you definitely going to be more productive than you ever thought you could be. So I thought that bringing you this topic today could definitely help you to kind of like expand on the answer of the prior episode that was, are you living on purpose? Like, are you living your life on purpose? That was the question on the last episode. So on this episode, I just like took this notes and kind of like to bring you at least 4 steps so you can achieve your yearly goals in just 4 steps. Okay, so let's start. So the first thing that he talked about was about desires. um and one of the things that he said, it was that when there's no passion, there's no joy, because bitterness comes through. And I find that very truthful statement. I have seen it in my life when I mean we all. I mean, I'm here, you guys. In front of the camera, behind the microphone. But I'm human. I'm not perfect, and I have had my moments where I have not been joyful, that I have been, a mess, and I can say that is true, that when I have lost the moments, when I have lost the passion for the things that I love to do or want to do, there's no joy in my life, and definitely bitterness truly comes through. And when bitterness is there, then also you can see that fear comes through and doubt comes through, stealing all your dreams. And no wonder, the year just goes by, or weeks goes by, or months goes by, and what happened is that you just like living in this cycle of pittiness and sadness, and then you're sitting in there without any hope, and you just see your dreams just like slip away from your hands, because you have lost the passion. And when you lost passion for the things that you do or you want, basically you are losing your energy or your desire to be alive, because passion is aliveness. That's that feeling of being alive, to have energy. um so the first question, when you try to decide to determine your desires, is to ask yourself, what makes you feel alive? What makes you feel alive? What makes you feel deeply connected to others? That was another thing, because besides your desires, you also, as humans, we also desire to have a deep human connection. We are not meant to be alone. We are not created to be disconnected one from each other. On the contrary, we are built to be connected and to have deep and meaningful relationships and connections with people. You can, search your connection with God, the universe, if that's what you believe on. However, I'm not going to go into, religious or that piece of it, right? But connect with God, connect with your creator, connect with yourself. It is incredible, and I think this is something that really I took away from that conference on January 1st, is that we truly uh, think that we are connected to each other. And as we dive into social media and through our emails and everything, I think that we live in a time where we trying so much to be connected with the other people that we disconnect from ourselves. And when we disconnect from ourselves, it's the same as you when you try to pour into other people from an empty boss. Like, we neglect ourselves more than we neglect others, because we are not connected with our deepest part, with the deepest part of ourselves. So when you connect with God and then connect with yourself, then you can feel alive, and you can feel that passion for the things that you love, and you can find your purpose and get in touch with your purpose, and you know be more conscious of others people as well. The other thing that he said is that we live in a world where we seek connection, but we neglect the most important connection you may have, which is, like I said, yourself. So I think that was like, for me, the biggest takeaway from Desires was that connection with ourselves. And then he also talked about meaningful pursuits. Meaningful pursuits. Are we, when we desire something or we going to pursue something, are we doing it because it is meaningful for us? Are we doing it for ourselves? Or are we doing it for other people? I love that. I love that he said that, because a lot of time people think that they're doing meaningful pursuits for themselves when actually they're doing it for other people. And when they finish their pursuit or their hunt on this matter, they're still feel empty, and it's because it's not coming from a place of deeper, of having a deeper connection with that thing that you're pursuing. So when you have a meaningful pursuits, oh my God, I think I need another cup of coffee. I'm sorry. Okay, so when we're talking about meaningful pursuits, the question you have to ask yourself is: are you working hard to meaningful towards meaningful pursuits? So, are you working hard? Are you hunting that down? Are you committing? Are you hunting your commitments? I love that. Are you hunting your commitments? Like, when you give a ball to a dog, like, or you give a bone to a dog and it gets stuck somewhere, they still try. They try to get it because they're like, no, it's my ball, it's my bone. I have to get it. And you look their tenacity, their passion about going in the hunt for what they want. And they don't put their pursuit down until they get it. So why is it that we humans just give up at the first sight of, it's impossible? And I put that in between quotation marks, because nothing is impossible. Even the word impossible, say I'm possible, means I'm possible. I am possible. I'm possible. So, it why I mean, why we just give up so easily, right? So no wonder why unfulfillment leaves you, you know uh, leaves your growth like, let me rephrase this, because I'm reading as I'm trying to present this to you. Okay, so the other thing that he said is unfulfillment means that you are living growth through randomness. So that's another thing that actually caught my attention, because that is another true statement. We definitely, when we give our pursuit, or give up on our commitments, and then we feel unfulfilled, then we leave our growth just, for the random things. Okay, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Why should I, what should I, just continue pursuing this or keep working at this, is if it's not going to take me, and I'll put that in quotation marks, if it's not going to take me anywhere. Well, it's not going to take you anywhere if you just leave it to randomness. If it's just like, okay, if it happens, happens. I'm not going to, like, I'm just going to give up. Where's the desire then? Why are you neglecting yourself? That was my little note on that. I was like, why are you neglecting yourself? Right? Okay, so the next thing that he talked about after desire is like, once you kind of narrow down your desires, connect with yourself and with God, and establish meaningful pursuits, Then he talked about routines. So the second step is like, just like taking a look at your routine. What do you do on daily, weekly, monthly basis, yearly basis, for that matter? Because there are things that you should be doing on yearly basis as well. What's your routine? Let me tell you something, you guys. You see this right here? This is this is my agenda. This is my planner for 2024. I always get my planner like in the month prior or during December, a couple of weeks before we start the year. So I can start casting my vision, writing down my goals, starting like writing down the events, the things that I'm going to be doing, that I know I'm going to be doing that year. You guys, take your time on daily basis or the day before. Don't go to bed without actually writing your goals for the next day, because that is actually leaving growth to randomness. And also, don't try to pack everything, like all your to-do list on one day, because you're not going to do it. So then you're frustrated because you didn't accomplish everything. Of course, you didn't accomplish everything because you just packed your to-do list of the month in one day. You have to be realistic when establishing a routine. Also, what are you doing in the morning? Do you have like a routine, like a setup, like allotted a time frame in the morning for your daily routine? Let me give you an example. Like in the mornings, the first thing that I do is I go through my Bible plan. Bible plan. I do my motivational um, morning session, which is usually between 10 to 20 minutes, no more than that. So basically, I take the first hour of my morning before I actually stand up the bed. Like I do this while I'm still on my bed. Okay. I go and start preparing myself mentally, starting my motivation, my inner fire, getting ready for the day. No wonder I sometimes have days that are like total 16 hours. And yet I go to bed, I'm still like pumped and trying to have such a hard time to fall asleep because my brain is running 1,000 miles ahead of me. And truly, and it's because I think that this morning routine just prepare me and give me so much energy to accomplish all my tasks throughout the day, and keeps me with that emotion that, I mean, it's the best thing that I've ever done. It changed my life since I started doing this routine. Obviously, you don't have to take an hour every morning. You could do things in 5 minutes. um I'm sorry, that's my dog. You can do, I'm trying to remember. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I couldn't find it, the exact name of it, but there is like um, a morning 5 minute program or meditation or something. I can't remember exactly the name, but you can definitely do a 5 minutes, 5 minutes Bible reading or meditation, whatever kind of like gets your groove going on, and do it. Um, you definitely gonna notice the difference in your mindset, in your energy. That was another thing that he said, was to create the energy, but I will get into that later. Um, then the other note that I took here was the routine is to live into the desire. The routine is to live into the desire. Stay tuned with what you want. That's the main purpose of the routine. Creating a routine is for that. Adapting a routine does not happens automatically is a process. And I can attest to that. It took me, I will say, it took me definitely, um, it took me 120 days for me to actually make that routine happen. You know that you can create a habit in 21 days, but that habit doesn't become a routine actually until day 69. That's why, for example, when I coach people, I always tell them to kind of like push the time to create turn a habit into a routine in 90 days. So if you break the year in quarters as 4 quarters of 90 days, then you have pretty much you can create a new habit, 4 new habits in 1 year, by just focusing on working um, three main things or habits in 90 days. And if you think that you need a little bit more, you can actually overlap it with whatever routines or habits you want to create for the next following quarter. That's how I actually work um, my personal development when I am working with routines and habits. It's just giving me a rotation of 90 days. And it's actually scientifically proven. I can definitely share in the comments later on the um, the scientific study about that. I have it saved somewhere because I have talked about this several times before, and I love that. I love that. Okay, so and routines that makes you connections deeper. So, what things you can do to create as a routine that can help you create deep human connections or better relationships. And then the third thing that he talked about was goal. I love this because he defined, and I'm so in agreement with what he said. He defined goals as ambitious outcomes. I love that. And I find that to be very true. Goals are ambitious outcomes. Okay, so what is your ambitious outcome for the day? What goals do not equal the other thing is that goals do not equal task. So he made a joke about something. I'm not going to repeat it, but I mean, your task is, I mean, washing dishes or having the dishes or the laundry done is not a goal. Okay. If your goal is to have the laundry done, then you have a serious problem. um because if that is your ambitious outcome for the day, I mean, I don't blame you. I get it when laundry loads gets like tall, 5 feet tall. I get it. Um, but that should not be a goal. Actually, it's not a goal, it's a task. So and that's something that you can definitely delegate. So you don't have to do the laundry, by the way. But just to give you an example, what he said, your goals should be an ambitious outcome. Like, do you want to be recognized as the best speaker of 2024? Do you want to, like, what's your ambitious outcome? What are you doing today that you wanted to be something really big? You want to like create a business or work on a business that will create a revenue of $1 million. That's an ambitious outcome. So what are you working towards that? What's your ambitious outcome for the day, and what are you doing to work towards that? um and I mean, even if you think that your goal or that ambitious outcome seems outrageous or impossible, in quotation marks, impossible, don't be afraid of writing it down and think about it and work towards that goal, because goals Your goal should stretch you. Okay, your goal should stretch you. If you're not being stretched by your goals, Houston would have a problem. Your goal should stretch you. It has to push you somewhere. Somewhere. Believe me. Okay. And then the fourth thing that he talked was task. And task equals action. If something that I talked yesterday on yesterday podcast, when I talk about asking the question, are you living a life of purpose? I said that the answer to know if you are living a life of purpose is to becoming actionable, right? To take action on the things that will lead you to fulfill your purpose. So, one of the things that he said about task is to list the actions that will take you to your ambitious outcome. Beside the normal daily chores task that you may have, list the actions that will take you towards or closer towards your ambitious outcome or your goals. And then keep in mind that you're going to need two things to actually make sure that you have your desires, your routines, your goal, your task all in line, and that you will be able to achieve this and achieve your yearly goals in 4 steps. You're going to need 2 extra things. Can you guess? If you can guess right now, comment below. I'm just going to give you like 10 seconds. Can you guess? Write it down. Type it down. Let me see the comments. The first one is you need a strong mindset. That's why it's important to work on your mindset every morning. You need a strong mindset. And number 2, you have to surrender. Surrender to a process. Stop fighting with yourself. Okay? Stop fighting with yourself. Stop fighting with yourself. Surrender to the process. Didn't work? Okay. Don't let it work. Don't let it work you out, right? Work you out in a negative way in the sense of, messing up your mindset, messing up your day. Okay, didn't work. Okay, move towards the next thing. Just surrender to a process. Don't fight it. Don't become defensive. Yes, it's good to find solutions to problems, but when finding the solution becomes the problem, just let it go. Just let it go. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Just let it go. And I'm just going to leave it up to here. I have a bunch of notes that I definitely will love to share with you. I probably will do this on another podcast. Just let me kind of like make a note right here. But basically, that's it. 4th step that you need to take today is establish your desires, create your routine, know what's your ambitious outcome for the day or your goal for the day, and 4, list the task or the actions that will take you there. It's that simple. You do that every single day for 1 year. 1 year. I would love to hear the comments January 2nd, 2025 on this episode, on this podcast. I want to hear. If you follow this, I want to hear it. Because guess what? I'm gonna be commenting on this as well because I'm I'm actually doing it. I've been working on this, but this year I'm gonna be more intentional because I definitely have a very ambitious, bigger and ambitious, big and ambitious outcomes to achieve on 2024. So I want to hear. Let's do it. I want to hear next year, January 2nd, 2025. I want you to come back to this episode and tell me, hey, thank you so much for sharing this. And I want to hear how this changed your life. How this changed your life. Because I know it has changed mine. It has changed mine. Um, I definitely wanted to share my notes with you. And I would love to see how everything goes. And remember that you need, when establishing these 4 steps and taking action on these 4 steps, you need 2 things, and that's keeping your mindset very strong and surrender to the process. Okay. So in the meantime, before we go today, don't forget to go to Facebook and follow Be Fearless Podcast on Facebook. If you are on Instagram, don't forget to give us a follow on Instagram at the Success Strategist. And don't forget to go to the website on Podbean, BeFearlessPodcast.podbean.com. Give us a follow there. Also on Spotify, okay? But visit our website. Let us know how everything going. Thank you so much for being such an amazing audience. I truly, you guys, you have no idea how thankful I am for you. You have no idea. It's been an amazing 3 years with the podcast. I look forward to having an amazing 2024. Can't wait to see. Let me tell you, I'm going to put it on my agenda. I'm definitely coming back to this topic next year on January 2nd. Okay. Just to follow up with this. And kind of like have I don't know, have a chat about this. I would love to hear about you, your story. Let us know in the comments how the content helped you. Also, don't forget to leave us some stars. Your support truly help us to continue bringing you the content that you love. And in the meantime, until next time, don't forget to unlock your potential. Be fearless. Ciao.